Welcome to your Macon-Bibb Beat, your one-stop shop for all your Macon-Bibb County news. I'm Lori Johnson. Each week we take you through what's happening in your neighborhood, from North Macon to South Bibb and everywhere in between. Two teenagers are facing theft charges after a weekend car break-in spree hit multiple hotels in North Macon. Some hotel guests woke up to find their car windows smashed and some valuables gone. Hunter King spoke with one woman who says she's thankful her car wasn't targeted.
Deputies say those thieves used the cover of darkness. While people were up in their hotel rooms sleeping, they were out here smashing the windows of their cars, stealing any valuables on the inside. 4 hotels along River Place Drive were hit early Saturday morning. Employees at the Holiday Inn and Candlewood Suites say their guests reported broken windows and glass all over the parking lots. Most of the hotels wouldn't talk to us on camera because they're corporate owned, but witnesses and employees off camera say more than 20 cars were hit across all of the hotels. At the Candlewood Suites, employees say police believe the thieves were looking for something specific, like guns.
It scares me to death because especially last night, we left some pretty expensive camera equipment, and I even left my wallet in the car after the party.
Goodwin was staying at the Home 2 Suites this weekend. She lives in North Carolina now, but used to live in Macon. She was back in town for a friend's retirement party.
You feel like you can leave things in your car overnight and it be okay until the next morning, and so it was really, really nerve-wracking to hear that.
2 suspects took off in a blue SUV after deputies tried to stop them just after 2 a.m. Saturday. Deputies chased them and eventually arrested them. Investigators recovered a firearm with an extended magazine and multiple car key fobs. They also discovered the SUV had been stolen out of Warner Robins. The sheriff's office charged both suspects with theft and entering automobiles. One of them is also facing a gun charge. Reporting in North Macon, Hunter King, 13 WMAZ News.
The sheriff's office charged 17-year-old Jayshawn Lamar Smith and a 16-year-old juvenile. Anyone with additional information is urged to call the Bibb County Sheriff's Office at 478-751-7500. An overnight fire Sunday destroyed this section of a 2-story apartment in Macon-Bibb. It happened off Tidewater Circle just before 3 a.m. at the River Park Apartments. Lead fire investigator Captain Kyle Murray says no one was inside those units during the fire because they appear to be under construction or renovation. However, there's significant damage to the second story, the first floor, and an outside staircase. The fire department is investigating the cause. After 8 years, there are now possible answers in a Macon-Bibb cold case. The Bibb Sheriff's Office says they arrested 66-year-old Robert Carter on Monday. He's charged in connection with a 2017 sexual assault. The 8-year-old case was potentially cracked open by the Sheriff's Office cold case unit. Olivia Dunn spoke to one investigator who says it was all made possible because of a separate 35-year-old cold case.
An arrest after 8 years of unanswered questions. But Jack Cote with the Bibb Sheriff's Cold Case Unit says it's not over yet.
State your name. Robert Lee Carter.
66-year-old Robert Carter standing before a judge. Carter was arrested Monday, charged with rape in a case investigator Jack Cote says was cold for 8 years.
We were able to solve a little bit more of these cases where DNA was collected.
Cote and the Sheriff's Cold Case Unit were able to link Carter to the crime because of a previous rape conviction from 1989. He says DNA from that case matched DNA collected in 2017 through the Combined DNA Index System, or CODIS.
So the DNA was collected through the rape kit when the victim called in. So the rape kit was performed, and that was entered into the crime lab, and the DNA markers from that matched the DNA markers from his 1989 conviction.
But Cote says it's not over. He's now focused on a conviction.
It's very fulfilling when you get a case and you get an arrest, but then the arrest is just really the beginning of it. So because the case is really truly not successfully closed until we get a conviction.
The arrest is one of the first for Cote's cold case unit, which officially launched in July. He says the unit is aiming to close multiple cases each year. He wants families still waiting for answers to know they have not been forgotten.
We are looking at them. We will be going through them, and we are going to do our best to get them looked at and get them successfully closed.
And Carter remains in the Bibb County Jail. Reporting in Macon, Olivia Dunn, 13 WMAZ News.
Again, the Bibb County Cold Case Unit was launched this summer. Like Cote, most members are part-time and former or current law enforcement. They're using new technology like DNA analysis and digital databases that didn't exist when many cases first went cold. They are also hoping you reach out with information, which you can do by calling Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME. Investigators are hoping to finally give the family and friends of a murdered Macon teen answers after 35 years. 16-year-old Valinda Williams was found dead in June of 1989. Now the Bibb County Sheriff's Office Cold Case Unit is hoping new technology and help from the public will close her case. Olivia Dunn talked with investigators and a friend of Valinda Williams about the case.
I went on to accomplish great things, and I know she would have too. I know she would have.
Tracy McWilliams says her best friend Valinda Williams lit up a room. In 1989, McWilliams says the 16-year-old was kind, sweet, and a proud mother to her young son.
She would have lived an amazing life, and it just got cut short.
The young mother's life was cut short when she was found beaten and strangled in the stairwell of the Macon Health Club on June 26th. The day before Tracy turned 16.
On June 26th, I always think about her. Always, always, always for the last 35 years. And every time I go by the health club downtown, it's the first memory that pops up.
After 35 years of no answers, investigators with the Bibb Sheriff's Office Cold Case Unit want to finally give Tracy and all of Valinda's loved ones closure.
I think we have a decent amount of evidence that I think can yield a good result.
Christina Tench is leading the investigation. She believes the crime was sexually motivated and the killer did not act alone. Tench says a sexual assault kit was done at the scene, and she is working with the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council to have it sent to a private lab for testing, a move she says could change everything.
We're really hoping that either through the advanced DNA or even forensic genetic genealogy that we can pinpoint who the assailant is in this case.
As for Tracy, she says her best friend is still with her in spirit and that she's choosing to remember the good times.
I did learn a lot of lessons from her. I learned how to take up for myself. I learned to, and after her death, I just learned to appreciate life a whole lot more.
Investigator Tench says she met with the Criminal Justice Council about the next steps in sending in that evidence. She says she's not sure how long before they can expect to see results. Anyone with information on this case can contact Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME. A group of volunteers handing out hope and roses to stop human trafficking in central Georgia. They say it's a growing problem, and Georgia is among the hardest hit states. In 2024, Georgia saw 342 cases of human trafficking reported through the national hotline, involving over 570 victims. About 190 of those cases involved sex trafficking. Since 2019, the state's Human Trafficking Prosecution Unit has secured more than 60 convictions, but there's still work to be done. And that's why the Freedom Collective of Middle Georgia is holding weekly Princess Nights to connect with victims. Olivia Dunn caught up with volunteers who say every rose matters.
Dwayna Williams says ending sex trafficking in central Georgia starts with a rose.
Perfect.
Around a table of cards and roses, volunteers with the Freedom Collective prepare for Princess Night.
The girls really react to the beautiful colors.
Dwayna Williams is the director of the Freedom Collective of Middle Georgia. She says Princess Night is about making those who may be impacted by trafficking feel valued, seen, and loved.
And when you can hold that rose up, and I just simply say, hey, we wanted to see if we could give you a rose, and so it just really de-escalates things if there was anything.
Volunteers hand out the cards and roses on Friday nights. Each card includes the number for a 24/7 hotline with other volunteers ready to escort callers to a safe house in Atlanta.
We try to let them know that there is hope available.
Chad Zodi is a frequent volunteer and says the work is tough, but worth every moment.
But if we can save one or two people, over the course of the year even, it's worth it.
Williams says the results of the Freedom Collective have been powerful, showing freedom is a right for everyone.
So from August last year to August this year, We had approximately 150 women that exited the life along with 42 children. Freedom, I think, is just when they can finally see that there is something else and they do deserve it. Everybody deserves a decent life.
And the Freedom Collective is hosting a fundraiser gala right here at the Rescue Mission of Middle Georgia on Thursday. Reporting in Macon, Olivia Dunn, 13 WMAZ News.
If you or someone you know may be experiencing trafficking, you can reach the Freedom Collective at 943-223-3733. Continuing coverage on a Central Georgia manufacturing plant that's set to close. More than 170 Central Georgia workers are facing an uncertain future. That's because Nichiha, a building materials company in South Bibb County, is shutting down its residential production plant in less than 60 days, right before the holidays. Hunter King spoke with a worker who said they never saw this coming.
For Marcus Cecil, Monday started like any other day until Nichiha management called an unexpected meeting.
And they informed us that they would be closing Plant 1, the residential side, which is the side I work on.
After more than 10 years with the company, Cecil says the announcement blindsided him and his co-workers. The company filed layoff notices with the state Wednesday, confirming they'll cut 171 jobs. Employees will work through December 6th when they'll receive their final pay and benefits just weeks before Christmas.
So we had some concerns being around the time of year it is. They informed us that it was maybe sales, then the merger with the union maybe had something to do with it too.
From the factory floor, Marcus Cecil says business appeared healthy. They were producing and shipping out products regularly, which made the sudden closing even more shocking.
I thought the boards, we've been making boards. We've been seeing trucks shipped out on a regular basis. So it came as a shock to a lot of people.
Stephen Adams with the Macon-Bibb Industrial Authority says manufacturing is crucial to the local economy, bringing good jobs and significant tax revenue. Now, workforce development partners are trying to help displaced workers find new opportunities.
Our first priority is the well-being of our community members and the employees that have been negatively impacted by this.
Right now, it's unclear if Nichiha offered their Plant 1 workers positions at Plant 2, which produces commercial building materials.
Nichiha says this decision was necessary to continue the company's success. The company insists the Macon plant, at least parts of it, will be open for years to come. As Central Georgia sees a surge in data center proposals, county leaders are weighing in on what that could mean for Macon-Bibb. While there are no formal proposals on the table just yet, Planning and Zoning Director Jeff Ruggieri says a company approached him unofficially last year. He says the county's current zoning allows these projects, but only in areas zoned for heavy industrial use. Ruggieri says developers are targeting surrounding counties where land is cheaper and large rural sites are easier to find. He and Mayor Lester Miller both say any future data center in Macon-Bibb would need to be built far from neighborhoods.
I would never be comfortable putting the Macon while I'm here unless it's in a commercial area, not near any residential areas.
This is a new phenomenon. It's obviously needed, but how much it's needed is the question that nobody knows the answer to at this point in time.
A Central Georgia service threatened by the federal government shut down the Contour Air Service from the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. Liz Fabian at the Center for the Collaborative Journalism reports federal subsidies that fund Contour's flights are on hold. That means if the shutdown drags on, those flights could be in jeopardy. Ellie Milliken went to the airport where folks say it's busy as usual for now.
If anybody's a government-funded employee and they have to do anything for TSA, I mean, of course, it's probably going to be an issue if people aren't going to work.
I won't be flying anytime soon. I bought this ticket ahead of the shutdown.
Donna Holland and her husband bought tickets to spend a long weekend in Central Georgia with family. They landed Thursday at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport from Dulles Airport in Virginia. But with the shutdown, she worried they might not make it to town.
If I had to wait, I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't have bought it because I was that concerned.
But Holland says the airport seemed fully staffed and there were no delays.
No, I think not because of how I'm flying through Contour here. It doesn't seem to affect them, this airline.
Another passenger, Timothy George of Virginia, agrees. He's in town for a wedding and says travel was easy on Thursday, but he worries it could get worse.
You can only assume that the longer the shutdown happens, the worse it's going to get, the worse things become. That's the best guess that I would have, because that's what's happened every time. This is I've been through a couple.
He says he saw fewer security officers than normal in Dulles, and he worries that people who aren't getting paid probably don't want to work.
But that would be awful if that happened. I mean, people need to be paid for what they do. It's just only fair to people.
People I talked to say travel has been easy, and the airport says business is running as usual, and they're not being affected. In Macon, Ellie Milliken, 13 WMAZ News.
These tiny houses are the future of glamping. You may have heard the word shortening glamour and camping. The experience is supposed to provide a nicer camping atmosphere. Ellie Milliken takes us to the site and talked with a couple that's making it happen.
I'm a developer, so you gotta know a little bit about everything.
Joshua Flournoy is busy digging a trench for the electricity at his Macon glamping site. He and his wife got the site approved by the county in 2024, and now they hope to finish it by January or February.
We want a place that the people can just come in, bring their kids, have a fire pit, have some family time. No television, just outdoor with nature.
Flournoy says he has 2 children and they love camping, but he wanted a nicer spot for people that are not big fans of sleeping outside.
Instead of having mosquitoes and worrying about, the foxes coming in your tent, you have a nice structure that you can come in and still experience the outdoor, but have that little glamorous side of camping and being able to, bond with nature.
Flournoy says there'll be 4 glamping cabins, which you can see right down there, and also a geodome, which they hope to add right here. Think a big oval tent that has electricity and a bed. These cabins feature a kitchenette, a bedroom, a bathroom, and glass all around.
I think it'd be really great. It would bring a lot more business to downtown.
Taste and See coffee shop employees say having a glamping site in Macon will be great for the city.
For me, I've always enjoyed camping. Like, we would travel to go find camping spots, and like a lot of people like camping, the idea, they don't really want to be like in the woods.
They say it's a way for people to see the town and help tourism grow.
A lot of people a chance to explore nature in a way that is maybe more comfortable for them if they're not super comfortable with like the actual normal camping atmosphere per se. And give them a chance to explore a new area, support some local businesses.
Flournoy hopes to have a pickleball court and putting greens. This will open next year. In Macon, Ellie Milliken, 13 WMAZ News.
Flournoy estimates the total cost of his glamping site is around $600,000. It's located at 5680 Ocmulgee East Boulevard in East Bibb County. More Macon families are turning their passions into small businesses, and local leaders say that's helping the community grow. Naomi Washington talked with Macon's Chamber of Commerce about how those homegrown ventures keep money and talent right here in Central Georgia and how they help families long term.
Mystic Grove Farm in Macon started as a weekend-only farm stand offering fresh flowers, eggs, and baked goods. It's run by Ashley Lester and her family.
We decided that we wanted to take advantage of the land that we have here and decided to start up our own little mini homestead farm.
The Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce points business owners like the Lester family in the direction of making groups who help startups. Once there's a solid plan and finances, Sherry Singleton says businesses are invited back to the chamber.
Now they need people to know about them, and they need support. So what we would do is ask them to come in. They can become a member of the chamber.
Singleton says the general growth of Bibb County helps small businesses.
When someone is establishing a business where they're relying on people to walk up and purchase things, especially like homegrown produce or to come pick flowers, that requires a really vibrant community.
157,000 people live in Macon, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that as of July 2025, the community has a little over 100,000 non-farm jobs.
When you start developing a community that has strong business and people are moving here to work, that allows businesses like farm-to-table business to thrive.
And in Lester's case, help bring dreams to life.
Being able to, have my own property, have kind of my horses in my backyard, and this is kind of just expanding on that and allowing me to, bring something to the community.
The Chamber is putting on the first ever Choose Macon Biz Bazaar on November 7th. It'll be in downtown Macon. They want you to think of it as an upside-down job fair. Instead of job seekers pitching themselves, businesses and entrepreneurs set up shop to showcase what they offer. The long-awaited Rosa Parks Square is expected to open to the public very soon. We have a first look at what the site looks like now. Board members of the Friends of Rosa Parks Square reportedly say they are expecting a ribbon cutting sometime this month. Mayor Lester Miller says he's been watching the construction from his office.
I get the chance to watch them do the work every day since it's right outside my window at City Hall. The shades are looking wonderful, the concrete's getting done, we've got some grass coming in there. People are very excited about it. You can kind of feel that going on, and we've been a long time coming. So I do think in the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll have a ribbon cutting there. I plan to be there for that ribbon cutting.
Currently, you can see some of the sunshades in place, and some of the brickwork has been completed. Right now, the polls are open for Georgia's November election. Statewide, the main race is for the Public Service Commission. There are also multiple local races for mayor and city council and 4 different penny sales tax proposals that would impact local school systems and county projects. Election offices say the early voting period is ideal for those who want to get their vote in promptly without waiting in the long lines.
Every vote is a way of determining who represents us, whether it's the mayor or commission or water authority or the Public Service Commission, which in this case is in charge of determining what our utility rates are and whether Georgia Power could build another power plant.
Early voting runs through October 31st. You can find your voting location on the My Voter page on the Georgia Secretary of State's website. Bibb County leaders have 2 more meetings to discuss a new proposal on the November ballot. The East Blast is a 1-cent sales tax that could raise up to $25 million for Bibb County schools within 5 years. District leaders say it will fund campus upgrades, safety improvements, and new technology. You can learn more about what you can be paying for at 2 informational forums. Monday, October 20th at Central High School and Thursday, October 23rd at Northeast High. Both start at 6 p.m. Meanwhile, Bibb County schools are still trying to figure out how to get students back in the classroom. State data shows 1 in 5 students missed more than 10% of the school year in 2021. Now, district leaders say enough is enough.
We want this language to be inundated throughout about, hey, we go to school in Macon-Bibb County.
Education leaders are focusing efforts on getting students to show up, trying new strategies to keep students in class and engaged. Maggie Fitzgerald shows us the progress the county has made so far and explains what's still ahead.
Behind me, the sign says it all. Attendance matters. And 2 months into the school year, Bibb Schools is still combating a persistent problem. Kids missing school, especially on Fridays and days like today, right after fall break. Now, by this afternoon, parents were still calling in to see if school was even happening, which is why district leaders say clear communication is key. As students return from fall break this week, Bibb Schools are facing a familiar challenge. Empty desks.
We have seen some trend data with our students being absent on Friday and even sometimes on Monday after school breaks. No day is a day off.
Attendance and transfer coordinator Takesha Lewis says the district is tackling chronic absenteeism with a team approach, including parents, school staff, and truancy support. The latest addition being a truancy interventionist, Mr. Dominique Johnson, who connects directly with families.
Oh, every day. He works definitely specifically with Bruce as well and Miss Lott as a school principal.
At Bruce Elementary, Principal Kizzy Lott says they've already seen progress.
We are seeing the payoff with that. We've already seen a decrease
at this point in the school year by 5 percentage points from last year where we were at the beginning of October.
She says it's all thanks to truancy interventions along with the school's new 30-day push initiative. Next month, parents are required to sign off on their child's daily homework to ensure students are attending school and keeping up with their learning, especially ahead of the upcoming holiday break.
36% were chronically absent, so we're looking to decrease that by 14%. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, so you're in the work every day and you have to stop and pause and really look at the progress that's being made.
In Macon, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13 WMAZ News.
The truancy interventionist position is funded by school zone speed camera profits. The county put aside $345,000 for the next 3 years. Meanwhile, the state is also looking to improve school attendance numbers. A middle school football player and brother to 10 siblings is recovering after a devastating spinal injury he received 9 days ago on the field. His mom now talking about that terrifying moment and the long road to recovery ahead. Hunter King shares more about his prognosis.
13-year-old Kelvin Howard loves football. His family calls him Bug, and on October 4th, he was doing what he loved most, playing for the Appling Middle School Raiders. Then, everything changed. Doris Howard was 2 hours away in Atlanta with her husband for work when her phone started ringing.
I called the coach and I said, hey, what's going on with my son? And he said, Miss Howard, are you in Macon? No, I'm in Atlanta. He said, you need to get here ASAP.
Kelvin had suffered a serious spinal injury. He also had a brain fracture and hip injuries. He was airlifted to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Doris drove 80 miles per hour to get to her son.
When we got there, they explained all the situations to us, told us that he can't move his hands, he can't move his legs, he can't walk.
For the past 9 days, Doris has been juggling her job at Wendy's, hospital visits, and caring for her other 12 children at home.
It's hard. I spend half of my day in the bathroom crying and praying, the other half in the truck driving to work, crying and praying.
But there's hope. Doctors say Kelvin will walk again. He's already regained some movement in his legs and is using the restroom on his own. And true to his personality, Kelvin is staying positive.
I always end up crying, and he said, Mama, he said, stop that crying. What I told you about that, we strong, we don't cry.
The community has rallied around the family. Teachers, coaches, and other parents from Appling Middle School have been providing meals and gas money. The family has also started a GoFundMe to help with rehabilitation costs and home modifications Kelvin will need when he comes home.
Kelvin is expected to begin in-house rehabilitation soon, but doctors haven't given a timeline for his full recovery. We'll have a link to the family's GoFundMe page on our website, 13WMAZ.com. The 15th annual Macon Beer Fest filled Poplar and 3rd Streets as visitors from all over town and the country stopped by for a pint. It was all for a good cause.
The best thing that fuels me and fills my cup is the people that come up to me and thank me for this event. And I just had somebody go, it gets better and better every year. I don't know how you do it, and you just do a great job. Well, it's not just me. It's a board of community volunteers.
When Steve Bell was diagnosed with prostate cancer, he read about a nonprofit called Pints for Prostates and knew he wanted to do something in Macon with the group. So every year, the Rotary Club of downtown Macon puts on the event. They raise money for prostate cancer education and offer free screenings at the festival. Beer Fest has more than 100 varieties of beer and wine. It's grown from 200 people the first year to now 3,000 plus. There was also live music and craft vendors. Over the weekend, some Raiders came home for a reunion. It was the 40th anniversary for the class of 1985. Principal Donna Walker Thompson led the class tour of the school. They went to the band room, lunchroom, weight room, and healthcare lab. Classmates shared memories and took pictures of different areas of the renovated school. Class President Chancellor Ridley says it's been a long time coming to see the school's transformation.
10 years ago, we couldn't get inside, and then like this year, we've been striving to get inside to see all the changes. And we really put that at the top of our list because we want to see how much Northeast has changed in 40 years. And everybody, we're very impressed.
The class donated snacks to the School Students Initiative program that rewards students for coming to school daily. A historic first in Macon as the Unionville community came together for a homecoming event. Founder Leah Duvall says the goal was to celebrate Unionville's deep roots and resilient spirit.
We come together for each other, we organize for each other, and that's kind of what this event is showing, that even though all these quote-unquote disadvantages are taking place, and those are really the ones that are highlighted in the media and in the kind of public, we know that we love our community, we know that we take care of our community, and this just kind of shows how we do that.
Dozens of people turned out for food, games, music, and activities at Center Hill Baptist Church. Duvall says the community has long been overlooked, enduring years of redlining and underfunding. The free event, hosted by For Unionville by Unionville, brought together longtime residents and new neighbors with a focus on unity, culture, and neighborhood pride. Duvall says she hopes to make the homecoming an annual tradition for the neighborhood. That's the final note in this week's edition of the Macon-Bibb Beat. If you have a Macon-Bibb County story you want us to share, email us at news@13wmaz.com. And make sure you come back each Wednesday to get all the news and stories that matter to you. Thank you.